Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you're watching. Welcome to another weekend, extended weekend here in America, Crime Time with DutyRon edition. Guys and girls, I'm a retired New York City police detective with 20 plus years of law enforcement. If you like all things true crime related from that police perspective, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, so you will get all things DutyRon when I go live or upload another video. Hello, Sergeant George. Great to see you. And listen, I want to say quickly, a special thank you to the Patreon supporters, the channel members, all the folks who positively engage in this community. You are what makes it a great place. And I want to say thank you to the subscribers, the replay viewers, the moderators, and all of the folks who leave messages and engage with Crime Time with DutyRon and Ed Wallace. You guys are, again, what makes this a great place. I'm using a wireless mic. This is a kind of a new mic. It's a DJI wireless mic. I actually have two of these. So if I have a guest that's sitting right beside me, I can actually just hand off the second microphone to the guest. So let me know if this mic sounds good. It looks like the levels are okay. Twyla, great to see you. I hope you're doing well. Again, it's not a weekend where you say Happy Memorial Day weekend. It's not proper to say that. We honor the men and women who have given the ultimate sacrifice. They paid the ultimate sacrifice through their service in the military. And today we give thanks and praise to all the men and women who have paid the ultimate sacrifice, because freedom, as we know, doesn't come free. It doesn't come free anywhere in the world. But our brave men and women of the military, they risked and given their lives protecting our freedoms and our all of the things we come to know and love here in America. And they do it abroad as well. They do it in foreign countries. So I want to just give thanks and praise to the men and women who have given their lives and their families who are left behind. We think about them today and every day, and we honor them today and every day. So thank you to everyone who's coming in. And George, thank you, Sergeant George Ishqua, for those American flags. Tennessee girl, always good to see you. Hello, Eddie. I'm going to highlight a couple of these. Hi, Eddie. Hello, Tennessee girl. Great to see you. Appreciate you, Jen H. Hello, Michelle. Doodlebug, Lori, everyone, great to see everybody jumping in. I hope you all are having a good weekend. I want to say thank you to Polygraph, Nikki Bella, Spirit of 1776, and all the great ones that come in and watch. You might not watch the live. Mary Glick, good to see you. Chris Noyd, thank you for joining. Peggy, thank you for being here. So again, folks, I can't say enough about the good folks that we have here, and I'm humbled and honored to have each and every one of you. So the title of this live stream is, and as you can see, I'm in my backyard. So I was going to take a walk in the park with you guys, but I'm watching my New York Mets, and I'm in my backyard just hanging out. So in a few moments, I'll take you for a walk around. It's not really a huge piece of property that I live in, but it's all mine. But I'm watching the Mets game in front of me. And I'm hanging out outside. The sun is just setting over here behind me. So I got my umbrella still open from the day. But listen, the title of this video is Preview with Dave Rader from EquuSearch Midwest. He's the director of Midwest EquuSearch. Twyla's in the chat. It's coming up this month. Well, in another day or so, we're going to be into June. So in the new up-and-coming month, June 15th, is the 1-year mark that Summer Wells has been reported missing in the Beach Creek community. And, I communicate with Dave and Twyla on a regular basis, but not only do I communicate with them, I communicate with the people who follow Summer Wells, the Summer Wells case. I communicate with folks like you. I'm wearing my EquuSearch Midwest shirt for this occasion. I had to change a couple of times today because it was in the mid-80s, really warm today. So I had to change a couple of times. But, folks like yourselves that are dedicated to what happened or finding out what happened to Summer Wells, there is so many of you. There's hundreds of thousands of people who are following this case. And by a show of hands here in the chat, let me know if you're following Summerwell's case closely. And there's a lot of buffoonery that's going on around it. But listen, we still have to keep focused that there's a 5-year-old girl who's now would have been 6, unaccounted for. We don't know what happened to her, you know? So I think a lot of you have been following the case. I want to just see how many number ones or hands up we get in the chat. Gypsy Girl, Jamie Bailey, Tennessee, of course, Ground Zero, Tennessee Girl, Ground Zero over there in Hawkins County. Ronnie over in the Pacific Northwest, single mom of 4, Gail, as always, totally following Gail. I love that message right there. Nikki Bella, Dawn Metz is in the building. She's putting up a number 1. Leslie. So I could see that there is obviously a great amount of people who follow this case. Listen, Polygraph, you can watch people who respectfully speak about her, and I mean, I don't have to tell you this. You can come here, and there's a handful of other channels that are respectfully covering Summer Wells. So, I mean, don't lose interest in a case just because there's jagaloonism going on, But what I'm getting at is that not tomorrow, but Wednesday night, I believe I'm going to try to get Dave Rader and Twyla Cisco and a couple of special guests. I'm not going to give up the shop, but Wednesday night and 2 short days, we're going to do a year in review, the recap of Summer Wells. So thank you, Brenda. Thank you for those kind words. I appreciate that. Brenda says, DutyRon and Ed always get to the truth. Well, we try. We don't, we try to do the best that we can. But I just want to say that Wednesday night is my plan. That's tentatively my plan. Very well rested, Dawn. Very well rested. Thank you for noticing that. So Wednesday is the plan for Dave Rader, myself, and Twyla, Ed Wallace, if he's available. We're gonna get together and we're gonna do a year in review, and we're gonna talk specifically about the searching that EquuSearch Midwest, the searches that they conducted for Summer Wells, and some of what Dave's and Twyla's feelings are. Fast forward to present and current day, and I think it'll be fascinating to hear some of their thoughts on what's going on and what has transpired during the course of this whole year. And this year has been long and agonizing because we've covered the boys, Sincere and Classic, Orrin and Orson West. We covered Harmony Montgomery. The list goes on and on of how many children have come up mysteriously missing, and there's tens of thousands of others that we don't get to speak about. And that's the travesty of justice, is that there's so many missing children out there that we would have to go live 24/7, 365 days a year to cover them all. And that's the sad part, and it brings me to Uvalde. There's not a moment that has gone by since this incident has taken place that I'm not thinking about it. So the folks in Uvalde are always in my thoughts and my mind. I'm still disgusted by the events that happened over there and how everything transpired. More will come out in the days to come. But again, I can't stop thinking about it. I mean, Ed and I spoke a few days ago, and he conveyed to me that it's difficult to even to sleep well on it. I'm finding myself up late at night, but last night I pushed myself to go to bed kind of early. I was at a retirement party for a good friend of mine, and I was beat. I was tired. I went to bed early, got some good rest, and good rest really is it does a body good. So that's what I did. I'm going to quickly do one thing here. Again, like I said, I couldn't not mention Ross Elementary School, the shooting, and the 19 small victims. and the 2 teachers, 21 all in total, and the countless others in the community, right, that now have to live day to day with this tragedy and with this horror, you know, in their minds, in their hearts. It's just so many unanswered questions, so many what ifs and coulda, shoulda, coulda, wouldas, and things of that nature. It's just mind-boggling. But Wednesday night, I got to see if Ed Wallace is available. I don't know what his work schedule's like this week, but I'm going to have Dave, Twyla, and the like. So I'm just hold on a second. So, anyways, I was just sending a quick text message. But yeah, there's so much to cover, so much to talk about. So many people are interested in exactly what, even though people talk about Summer Wells on a regular basis, like a lot of people want to know, like actually was, what actually took place during the course of the earlier parts. I am available, Turkey. Okay, so Ed's available for Wednesday night, and that's good. Tomorrow night, we're going to try to get the live that we were supposed to do last week with Jennifer Coffendorfer. So retired special agent from the FBI, Jennifer Coffendorfer. We were supposed to cover a case. We were going to go over a case that she brought up with me, and we were going to cover that. But this shooting occurred, and it put the brakes on us speaking about it. So tomorrow night we're going to be live talking about that case from last week, and I think that this week is going to be a busy week. The Joy Catcher, good to see you. Thank you for joining, and thank you to my Patreon supporters, the channel members. If you're not yet subscribed, please consider hitting the subscribe button, hit that notification bell, so you will get all things DutyRon when I go live or upload another video with Ed Wallace. Trevor Lee is in the house. Good to see you, Trevor. That is our great friend from over in Tennessee. He's actually doing a program where he's gotten together with the church in Uvalde, Texas, and he is going to be forwarding cards to the church for the people, for the victims, the community folks. So Trevor has gotten together, and you go over and look at his Instagram. I'll link it down below in the description of this video. But he has stepped up and contacted some of the church folks over in Uvalde, Texas, and he's teamed up with them where he's going to be collecting cards and well wishes to the victims' families and the folks in the community there. And I thought it was a fantastic idea. So thank you for that, Trevor Lee, for doing that. You're amazing. You're just an amazing young man. So kudos to you, and hopefully I can get you on with me sooner than later when we talk about Summer Wells. I know you're ground zero there. You're in that area, and you're doing great stuff to help keep her name out there and to respectfully talk about Summer Wells. And I can't say enough good about Trevor Lee. So kudos to you. Yeah, again, Ed, I didn't know what Ed was doing. It's Memorial Day today here in the States. So thank you, Lori. I appreciate that. It's all my wife's doing. I've got nothing to do with it. But, a lot of things, a lot of people are doing stuff. I'll give you guys a quick, I'll give you a quick panoramic view of my teeny little yard. This is a fireplace right here. So that's about it. So there you have it. Thank God I have the tracking mechanism on this on the setup here. So I have the tracking mechanism on, so it'll follow me wherever I go. Thank you for that. Thank you for the compliments. The compliments are to my wife, and it's all, we own this. This is all ours. So teeny, nice, neat, small. my vision is to have a semi in-ground pool put in here next season. So I'm gonna try to get an in-ground pool, and if we get that going on, we may have a DutyRon get-together, Crime Time with DutyRon family get-together here at the house. So that would be pretty cool, right? That's like 50 acres in New York City, says Tommy Birdhart. Thanks for joining, Tommy. I appreciate it. Yeah, it is. But I'm not in New York City, so I'm in Nassau County. But anyways, it is what it is. I just saw Diane B., who is my neighbor across the street. She's awesome. So thank you for joining in with Diane B. Jackie is here, cat lover. Thank you. That means you have to fly to New York. Yes, cat lover. It does mean it. Jackie's going to fly out for that get together. Jackie, you're welcome. You got a good friend in Baldwin. It's a couple of towns over, so it's kind of close. So yeah, I'm watching my Mets. They're getting beat up by the Washington Nationals. It's 3-0 right now. So, all right, let me just get back on the topic here. We're going to be doing a Summer Wells recap with Dave Rader and Twyla Cisco, and I'm going to have a couple of special guests who I don't want to give up to you guys, but that's going to be Wednesday. Tentatively, I'm planning it for Wednesday. So if you could be available to watch that, if you were following Summer Wells, you know, we're going to talk to Dave and Twyla about some of the searches that were conducted, some of the things that they did with County, TBI, and some of the folks who were there searching for Summer Wells. So I figured, you know, why not give you guys a little bit of a preview here tonight. Hey, Joe Murray, good to see you. Say hello to Ange. Give her a big hug and a kiss from me. Joe Murray is our favorite criminal defense attorney. You may have to hitch a hike from Georgia to New York. There you go. Hey, how many people would come up? Legit. Don't say you would come up if you would not consider it. If we had a get together here in New York, in the New York area, how many people would show up to come on up to a Crime Time with DutyRon get together? We could do it in New York. We could do it in New Jersey. Just curious. Del Quinto, hi, greetings from on Memorial Day. Thank you. Thank you. Joe Murray definitely would show up. Hard to Handle says he or she would show up. Bunny Morris would show up. Kelly Gibson. Quite a few are ready to show up. That's pretty cool. I like it. Alicia B's got her hand up. She'll take the boat right up the Northeast Corridor. She'll dock it somewhere and then get an Uber straight to the location. I like it. Train ride away from Philly. Happy holidays. Thank you, Kev. Thank you. I'd come from Las Vegas, says Bunny. If I could, I would. Girl Friday, I know you would. I know you would. Yeah, South Wales, brother. Yeah, that's you'd have to come from across the pond. Miss Donna Marie says that DutyRon, I would be there. I'm within driving distance. Nice. Awesome. I love it. B says she'd love to come back to New York. I love it. Popeye would be here. Oscar, the whole security team would be here. All right. So again, you know, there's a lot of updates in a lot of the cases that we are covering. You know, I'm following closely Harmony Montgomery. There's not a lot of movement in that, but I'm definitely following that. Lily Peters, that case is still open. There's still things going on in that. We have Gonzalo Lopez is still out there. Kimberly Myers is coming from California. You know, Gonzalo Lopez is still on the run, and we're actively covering that case. The Tieperman family, they're still going to be joining us, perhaps tomorrow night. You know, when we do that live, with Jennifer Koffendorfer. So you never know what could be happening here. So I wanted to just quickly, as when I get a thumbs up from Hulk Hogan, I would like to add him into the stream, but I got to take off. Hold on. I got to take my mic off so I can hear him. So that's a tricky thing that I got to try to do right now. So let's see. Hold on a second. Hold on, Dave. Give me 2 seconds. I got to go into my settings. Audio, iPhone mic. Oh wow, it automatically adjusted. So that's pretty neat. Let's see if we can get Dave Rader on. There he is. Dave, How are you, brother?
How we looking?
You're looking good. Can you hear me?
I
Look,
absolutely can, loud and clear.
look what I'm sporting, brother.
I'll tell you what, you look so svelte.
Not as sexy as you, though. Not as sexy
No,
as you.
no. Equal.
Listen, I appreciate you coming on. I know it's Memorial Day. I know that you got things going on, but Wednesday night is the tentative. Providing Twyla. I didn't talk to her. I talked to you. You basically told me whenever you want to do this, I'm available. So I assumed that meant any night. So I chose Wednesday. I hope it's okay.
Wednesday's perfect.
Yeah. So there's just a lot of buffoonery going on, as you know, Dave. We don't get into that. We don't talk about it. There's a lot of stuff going on. But, for our folks who are mature and following this thing respectfully, I wanted to just kind of give them a year in review, kind of recap. Basically what you guys did, what you guys saw. We're not going to get into that right here and now, but to give the good folks who are following it, who have been contributing, the Trevor Lee, the Tennessee girls, and all the great ones that are following this thing. Just an overview, Dave, and I think that you are okay with that, if I'm correct.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, and I got you full screen because I know you are a lady's favorite, so I wanted to just keep you on for a moment. How was the weekend, Dave? What did you have going on? Did you do anything for Memorial Day? I know you respect, and you know what Memorial Day is about. We do have our barbecues and we do our stuff, but we're always remembering the folks, the men and women who, sacrificed their lives for our freedom. Anything in particular? I know you had some searching going on this weekend down in Georgia or Alabama.
We had one down in Alabama, actually, on a 16-year-old case that the guy is in custody, and we were trying to find her body. So Twyla was down there. I couldn't travel, unfortunately, but Twyla had a good turnout. We had horses, we had the sonar unit, and then we also had some dogs that went down there to actually help out with Auburn PD on a case that was 16 years old. So that went very well. I think Twyla just got home yesterday on that. So 2 weeks ago we found a guy that was in a pond on his property. So it never stops, of course. But and again, again, I want to take this opportunity to thank all the men and women that has absolutely sacrificed everything to give me my freedom and the freedom of this country. That is what this day is all about. So my hat goes off to them, of course, 100%. So that's first and foremost. Everything else is secondary.
And I know that a lot of the volunteers that volunteer with EquuSearch, not just your chapter, the Midwest chapter, but the Texas chapter as well. Some of them have former military backgrounds, and we salute the brothers and sisters who, put their lives on the line day in and day out, not only just from the law enforcement side, but also from obviously the military side. But also too, folks like yourself and your group who goes out and essentially puts their lives on the line, searching in the wilderness to look for the missing. There's many dangers, and they are well aware that if they're out there, they are putting themselves in danger, and they go out there and they do it selfishly, and they just do it without even thinking about it. Dave, you want to talk a little bit about those folks who are out there putting their lives on the line for the missing?
Anytime that you have a volunteer organization, Ron, as far as people dedicating their time, we have all different walks of life, and we do have ex-military, we have ex-law enforcement, and they are a major portion of this team. We have all walks of life, of course, and again, it's just amazing on what we have as far as the volunteer end of this, as far as every walk of life. So again, it's I thank everybody that wants to give their time and their efforts to and take time out of their day to help somebody else. So, you know, and again, that's one of the reasons why I absolutely love your show is because you bring to light these individuals that are missing, and the people that dedicate their life and their time, no matter what time of day it is, you know, they always give, and they give, and they give. And it's extremely important to me to thank everybody for their time and their efforts.
Yeah, you know, and that's one of the reasons, one of the main reasons why I asked you to come on is because I know that, you know, you're one of the main folks that, you know, when I started speaking with you and I started looking at you know, Mark Class from the Class Kids Foundation, and I saw what great stuff that they were doing. I got to meet them before I met you, and I just said to myself, this is something that I want to get involved with. I want to be around people who are doing good for other people who are hurting. And what better way to do it? As a police officer, we did it for 20 years for complete strangers, right? We served the citizens of the city of New York, population 10 million almost. So we served them for 20 years. And I said to myself, in my retirement, I'm not going to stop that mission and statement. And I just was doing it on my own, just trying to highlight these cases. But as soon as I saw Mark Class, I saw you and Tim Miller and the whole thing, I said, any way I can get around to help, I want to help. And I think that we've, you know, in a year or so that we've been, you know, together, or a little bit under a year, I think that we really accomplished a lot with the funding and with backing and getting the word out there. And I know it's important to you, Dave, to keep, you know, EquuSearch at the forefront and to have it put out there in a professional way, not to have it put out there in any type of negative light. And not that there is any negative light, but that's what's important, is that you guys have never screwed up an investigation. You've never fumbled evidence. And to have that stellar track record, that's not easy, because you guys handle a lot of cases. You're doing stuff almost all the time when I talk to you. You want to talk about how that goes on and how you're able to get that under wraps, the training, the conversations, the you know, importance of keeping evidence, you know, so it's not tainted.
Yeah, the last thing that we want to do is absolutely come in and actually screw up an investigation. That's not our that's not what we do. So basically, that's why we have the reputation that we do. Is when we you know, get involved in a play in an investigation, we make sure that we're working hand in hand with law enforcement to make sure that we're all on the same page. That, you know, what, and again, when we go in on a case, we have this all laid out for law enforcement to every step of the way, so they know exactly what we're going to do, how we're going to do it. So that way, we don't screw up an investigation. And I think that that's what sets ourselves apart from other search teams. But again, you know, we're all in this under one umbrella, in whether it be the Class Kids or whether it be you know, some other search and rescue team. We're all in this together. There is no egos. There's no BS. As long as we can sit there and bring somebody home and maybe get a conviction if there is foul play, then at that point in time it's a win-win situation, and that's how you do this in the right way.
Outstanding. You know, again, it's so important for everybody to really realize that, you know, to pull something like this off, this kind of group, it's not something that you could just do on the weekends. It's a constant. Like, I could speak to you on a Monday or on a Thursday or on a Saturday, and the phone is just constantly ringing. You guys are getting calls continually on cases from families, from law enforcement, from emails to Facebook messages. So it's not an easy thing. And you guys are doing it all and not charging a dime for it. Not a dime. Hawkins County sheriffs did not receive a bill from you guys, and nobody in all of the years that you've been doing this have never received a bill. So that's the beautiful part of it, is because some of these smaller departments who have limited budgets, as we heard Hawkins County going through the whole thing with budget and stuff like that, they're not getting an invoice from EquuSearch Midwest.
No,
You guys
never.
aren't sending them a bill.
No, it's not about money, you know, and I never want people to sit there and think that, you know, again, I don't collect a dime, but you know, the funding that you have absolutely bestowed on us through your generosity and the people that follow you and follow us, we're able to pay for gas, we're able to pay for lodging, and that's what it's all about, is to get from point A to point B. And again, you know, when it's $4.60 to $5, that's a huge portion of what we do. But again, it's not about the money. It's doing the right thing, and it's for the people that need to be found and brought home.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about. And I've come to realize, you know, even from the beginning when I first met you guys, I almost said to myself, "Is this even possible? Can people even actually do this?" And I've learned such a great deal of information and how you guys operate, and being part of it, like as the law enforcement.
You froze.
It'll come back.
Okay.
I think the Mets just scored a run, so it might have froze up. But I'm outside. I'm relying on Wi-Fi, so I'm not plugged into the modem. But again, like I said, I come to realize how this whole thing goes and how it gets put together, and I love being around it. So I'll continue to help any way that I can with you guys. But again, I just want to do this quickly because I wanted to promote that Wednesday night we're going to be talking about all things Summerwell. So everybody that's inside the live stream now and in the chat, we're not answering those questions because we're going to hold it for during the show. Basically, we're going to talk about everything that EquuSearch did and some of the things that they might have seen during the course of the Summerwell search. And Dave, you were there a total of 3 times, but then we had drones, right? So maybe 4?
3 times. 3 times. Ground search, and then that's when we brought Chris and Gene into the picture as far as the drones to utilize maybe the aspect of not only being her buried, but also we used what was called locate. So
Right.
And we can get into that again on Wednesday night.
Absolutely. And Joe Murray, our favorite criminal defense attorney, is in the chat. So is Jennifer Nobles from Bakersfield. That's the boys, Sincere and Classic, or in the North and West. And I see Twyla is over in God only knows where she is. She's probably somewhere holed up. Ed Wallace just said evidence. Did someone say evidence? That's Ed's specialty. He is was a crime scene.
Probably yours has perked up on that. So
yeah, he was like, "Hey, I need the link if we're going to talk about evidence." But yeah, so Wednesday night we're going to be talking all things Summerwells, from evidence to ground searching to drone searching and all everything and everything in between. So what I'm going to ask everybody to do, and I know Dave, you sanction this, send your questions to DutyRon.com. And in the question line, put, show with EquuSearch, Dave Rader, and put the hashtags EquuSearch Midwest in all the social media. Any of the shows that we do with EquuSearch, I ask you guys to tag them with EquuSearch Midwest, and I'll put that hashtag down below in the description. We want to light up social media and bring attention to this great group, Dave Rader and company. Just unbelievable. Like when I hear you speak about Summerwells in the past, and I look at some of my past videos that we did together, the way you talk about how many people came together, housewives, husbands, retirees, active people, teachers,
people that didn't know this little girl, Ron, and that's the amazing part is the people that didn't know this little girl. That's what it's all about, And there's so many facets to this diamond. not only from my end of this, but I'm sure Joe can sit there and touch on the legalities of things, and Ed with the part with the evidence. I mean, there's so many facets to this case. We could all sit there and come together and bring this and maybe answer some questions
Right.
from the people, from your listeners.
Absolutely, 100%. Now, Dave, each time you make an appearance on my show, Jennifer Nobles asks the same question that I have up on the screen. I'll let you take that one if you could see it. I know the lettering is
I cannot see it.
okay,
So
so I'll read it out. It says, Jennifer Nobles, who we know and love, she's unbelievable. I know this is about, but since Bakersfield to search for the boys' bodies, and for Bailey Depspot. I'll let Dave back. I'm going to get a drink. I'll be right back, Dave. I'm going full screen with you.
So what was the question? I'm sorry.
She was asking if you would return to search for the boys if requested in Bakersfield.
Absolutely. I mean, anything that we can sit there and do for those two little boys, as far as whatever resources that we have at our fingertips, and even if I don't have it, I would absolutely give you everything that I have in my arsenal, in my toy box, as I call it. So again, I've always sat there and said that if I need a kitchen sink from Lowe's, I will go to Lowe's and I will buy a kitchen sink to throw that in. So absolutely, Jennifer, I would whatever we need to do to find those little boys. Again, there's two people that actually know where these boys are, and they need to give up the ghost as so many others. I mean, we have two people, I think, that with Summer, that knows exactly where this little girl is. So we're trying to rectify something that we never that we didn't do. But yes, to answer your question, I absolutely would throw everything that I have to find those two little boys. 100%.
And you know, it's funny that you said there's two people that know where they are, and they're in jail. They're in prison right now. So and I'm talking about in in the boys' case. Josh, my producer in California, I'm sorry about the airplanes going over. I'm right over here by John F. Kennedy Airport. So for those of you who know JFK, I'm actually in the flight path. So the plane's going over. I don't know how that's picking it up on the audio and the mic, but it is what it is. Josh, the producer from California, sent me a message. Ron, put the background on. So I just put the background on. He said it was just all black there, but I thought that was pretty cool with the blue overhead and then the black background. But I'm getting text messages from Josh. He says, put the overlay on. So I had to put the overlay on. Guys, let me know what you think of the overlay. I did it while we were talking. I don't know if anybody noticed it, but I put the overlay. It's the Crime Time with DutyRon. Let me get to me and Dave. There we go. Boom. All right, listen, I don't want to hold you long. I know I've been live here for almost 40 minutes. I'm watching the Mets game. I got my new bottle of water. So Wednesday night, what do you figure? About 8:30? Is that good for you?
Whatever is convenient for you and your listeners, I will absolutely be. I will be at your beck and call.
That's what makes you amazing, Dave. I appreciate it. And again, I didn't want to wait till June 15th or around that time, because I feel like there's going to be so many people, talking about it and stuff like that. I wanted to just do it beforehand, get that conversation out of the way so everybody could watch the replay, and then, just kind of mull it over and whatnot. Joe Murray comes in, our criminal defense attorney. I don't know, maybe I should get him as an advertiser or something, but he comes in with $100 and he says, God bless you, Dave Rader, Twyla, and Gene. This is for EquuSearch. So I got to send you $100 tomorrow, Dave. So Joe Murray
is absolutely amazing. I mean, Joe and Bill and Ed. I mean, it's just. I mean, I have been so blessed, and it's almost been a year, Ron, since we have taken this journey, and I can't imagine what it's going to be like from point A to point B. And I'm very blessed, and like I said, with Joe and all of your your guest that's on here. They are very professional, and that's why I surround myself with you and your people. And it's absolutely amazing.
We so look forward to doing stuff in the future. Obviously, the future. We need to continue our mission. We need to continue the fundraising. We need to continue doing, the searches for the missing. And I'm chomping at the bit to get out on our first search. Not like that I would be able to go out there and do the searches, but to be on scene with you. I want to watch what you guys do and actually document as much as I can in my mind, and also with the video equipment, so I could show some people boots right on the ground. When you do some searching in the Northeast or anywhere that I can get out to, I want to get out there and just be on scene with you guys to see the unbelievable work that you do.
I actually had one in Philadelphia last week that I was contacted by Nancy Grace's ex-producer. I should sit there and say Steph Watts, and I got it. A guy that was suicidal. And I was going to call you and see what, because I couldn't find a drone operator in that area, unfortunately. But the next day that I got word that he was actually located, deceased, unfortunately. But I was going to reach out the next day to see what kind of pool you had in the Philly the area. So I didn't get an opportunity, of course.
If that ever comes up, Ed Wallace has a Rolodex that is as high as like a 2-story building. So Ed could go through his Rolodex. And I know he is a drone operator. I don't know if he is like a pro at that stuff, but I know he operates drones, but he probably knows people who know people who know people. So you have Ed's number too, right? Did I
do.
Ed? Yeah.
I do. I think I do, yes.
You could reach out to either one of us anytime anything's here in the North. Yeah.
Perfect.
So anyways, I want to just go to the chat real quick and then we'll wrap it up because I want to close this thing up in a few minutes. Anyone have any questions or any comments or concerns for Dave? Thank you, Joe Murray, for the generous $100 super chat.
Thank you, Joe.
Was so kind of you and Ange to send in that super chat. I mean, his rate, Dave, is $7.50 now an hour due to inflation. He said that when he has
was at what, six or 6.25, and now he's up to $7.50.
$7.50 because he said now that the prices of gas are going up, and until we get a new administration or the prices start coming down, Joe said he's got to jack his rates up. So it is what it is. Jackie says, DutyRon, we need to talk. I hope I didn't do anything wrong. Jennifer Nobles, oh my God. She sends in another $100 donation. This is for EquuSearch and the future search for Sincere and Classic, as well as hope to find Bailey depth spot. Bakersfield 3, matching Joe Murray's donation. Let me see if I can get that up on the screen. Oh, there it is. Wait, boom. Jennifer Nobles, Bakersfield, California. Thank you, Jen. Thank you. It's going to go straight to EquuSearch. Dave knows how I do it. And there was also a $7.50 super chat from Brent Montgomery. Brent is an unbelievable supporter of Crime Time with DutyRon. Let me see if I can find his. I think it's right there. Boom. There it is. Thank you, Brent Montgomery.
Thank you.
He sends in photos, aerial shots, all kinds of pictures and descriptions all over the United States on all the cases we cover. So thank you, Brent. Keep your emails coming. Rocky says, God bless you all. Thank you, Rocky. I don't think
that's a hell of a man right there. I can tell you that.
It's not Pastorino. It's another Rocky, but Rocky Pastorino is a hell of a man. Go ahead, Dave. What you were going to say?
Yeah, I mean, Rocky Pastorino, as far as out there out west, is absolutely an amazing individual.
Here's another $100 coming in from Alicia B. She says, I'm matching as well. Wow. Thank you, Alicia. Thank you so much. That is so kind, so generous. So we got 300 clams for you, Dave, and EquuSearch. So
I'm speechless as I always am. I'm just, it's absolutely just, it's amazing.
Arguably, I could say arguably the best community on YouTube is right here.
100%.
Dawn Marie, who is a former, she's always a New York girl. She lives in Florida, but she goes 300 clams with the smiley, laughing her ass off face. Thank you, Dawn. Thank you for that. Unsolved Crimes, thank you for being here. I didn't see many questions in the chat, but listen, I know that everybody is here to rally behind EquuSearch Midwest. You got 125,000 subscribers and supporters here on Crime Time with DutyRon. So you have the support of, those 125,000 folks who are here, who are watching the replays. And I want to say a special thank you to the replay viewers. You guys are what makes this place a great place, is because when the videos go off, there's the super thanks that you guys are sending in. It's just like these super chats, Dave, and I didn't tell you about this, but now there's this feature enabled in the channel, whereas people watch the video on the replay and they can give those super chats. So the super chats can come on the rewatch. And I want to say thank you to everyone who's been giving super chats on the rewatch. It's like such an honor for me and Ed to see those super chats come in on the rewatch, because it just brings us just warmth to know that people are watching and they're appreciating, and they're sending in super chats, and they call them super thanks. And I love it because it's a great term. I always say thank you for the super thanks. So thank you to everybody.
100%.
Yeah, it's great. So Dave, thank you for taking out your time on Memorial Day. We give
my pleasure.
We give honor, we give thanks and praise to the men and women who paid the ultimate sacrifice. As we know, freedom is not free. So on this and every day, on Memorial Day, on this day and every day, we honor our men and women of the military. Angela Severiso Genovese. I feel like I'm going to be visited by a crime boss. Sends in a $50 super sticker. Thank you so much to the Genovese family. Listen, I always shopped at Genovese drugstore when they were in business. I always gave support to the Genovese family, not the crime family, but the Genovese drugstore family. So thank you. Thank you for the super chat.
Is there a difference on that? Is there?
I don't know, but I wanted to cover all grounds, Dave. I want to, I'm packing out here. I got my 9 right here. I don't want to have to make noise. It's a very quiet neighborhood. Okay, so Wednesday night, Dave Rader and I will be on. I want to just say thank you to everybody who's joined here tonight. Thank you for the generous super chats. That's over $350 for EquuSearch. I know Dave appreciates that.
100%.
You guys are amazing. Dave, I'll see you Wednesday night. As I like to end all of these, God bless the world, God bless the United States of America, and God bless each and every one of us here in the chat, but especially all victims of crime and their families. The community in Uvalde, Texas, they need us now more than ever. To the 21 victims, the 19 little souls, we send them strength, prayers, positive vibes, and all of our everything and anything we can do. And Trevor Lee, I think, will be on with us on Wednesday night as well from down in Tennessee. He's going to be writing letters and cards and sending them to another church in Uvalde, Texas. So let's get on that bandwagon and let's help out. Thank you on behalf of EquuSearch Midwest, Dave Rader, and myself, Crime Time with DutyRon, Ed Wallace. We love and respect you guys. Thank you. Dave, thank you.
Thank you, Ron.
We'll see you soon. Peace.
Thank you.